Microsoft 365 developers, your audience is changing. It used to be you'd write your messaging extensions for people. You've got to rethink that now. Now, your audience is Copilot. That means how you market and advertise what you've built needs to change. Copilot is going to be making the decisions about which messaging extensions are shown to users. Are you ready for that change? Here's how Microsoft Copilot chooses plugins and what you can do to make sure that your app is chosen at the right time. There's two parts to this process, and understanding them is key. The first part is shortlisting. Now there's loads of different apps that Copilot can choose from. You've written one, other developers have written one, Microsoft have a ton of internally installed apps that Copilot can call on. Your app needs to get through this process just to get selected. Then we're on to the second stage, reasoning. Copilot takes the original prompt and breaks it down into tasks. And the purpose here is to execute those tasks using skills. Those skills might be built-in skills that Microsoft already has, or there might be skills in plugins. And it does this by mapping tasks it identifies in the user prompt in the reasoning stage with skills that plugins have advertised from the shortlist. So how do you make sure that your app is chosen? Well, importantly, you don't want your app to be chosen all the time. You just want to have it chosen when you're absolutely sure that you're able to answer this question well. Otherwise, users are going to get annoyed, they're going to uninstall your plugin. The first thing you need to do is you need to rewrite your app descriptions. You need to go back and have a look at the title, the descriptions, and the names of your application, and you need to rewrite them. They're not for humans. You need to write them for Copilot. You need to be really clear about what your application does, the value it brings, and some examples of how users might use it. Put all that in the description, you're giving Copilot a fighting chance of understanding what your app does and where it makes sense to start invoking your app as a plugin. This gives your app the best chance of being chosen in that first shortlisting process. Next, skill descriptions. Skill descriptions are most important. Copilot is going to use these to try and understand what skills your app has, your plugin has, and how it can map those to user tasks. There's two places where you can really influence this process. The first is in the description of each of your skills. So each of the commands in your plugin and your manifest, the description of what happens there is really, really important. Again, give examples, be descriptive, show the value, give Copilot everything it needs. Write more than you think. The second, parameters. These are the inputs your plugin takes. Again, really important to be clear on the descriptions that you're giving to these parameters. This is how Copilot is going to match user inputs into parameters in your skills. Get this wrong, your app is going to give garbage results, users are going to hate it. Get it right, and your plugin becomes like a seamless part of Copilot, and users won't even know that they're not really dealing with Copilot and they're dealing with your app. They'll just get really, really great results. Make sure all your parameters have good names, they have good titles, and they have good descriptions. The description should have example data in, examples of valid data that your plugin will take and be able to do good things with. So here's what you need to do today. Go and revisit your app manifests. Check your names, your titles, your descriptions. Rewrite your descriptions, make them clearer, give examples. Think like a Copilot. Make sure that your parameters have good names, good titles, good descriptions. Get rid of anything that doesn't make sense. Put it in understandable English as much as possible. Concentrate especially on your commands and how they will be transferred into skills in Copilot. I really hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. A big thank you to City of Norwich Aviation Museum for letting me film here.